Okay, everybody, just as promised, I'm going to be going over the extra rare cards from the base set of Legacy the Coming Guardian. This set is a little thick. That's why the cards aren't all fanned out, because you really wouldn't be able to tell what they are. These cards are actually probably the most popular cards that exist in the game right now, because almost everybody has at least one of them. Well, everybody that has a starter deck at least has one of them, because he's an extra rare. But these cards are pretty much the essential cards that are compatible with almost all decks, and there's a couple that are type specific, but I'm pretty sure that this quick little overview will go over each one. Because the set's so big, I'm only going to focus so much on each card, and as the sets get bigger, it's going to be less and less detail per card, just to keep the videos to a normal and decent length. So we'll begin with Ancient Warrior. I've gone over this guy in the past in my deck profiles. He's one of my favorite cards. He's actually probably the first true staple card. When he hits the field as a creature, you total up your mana that you have available, which means -8 if he's the first card you play. And like say you have 40 available mana, you can destroy any creature on the field with 32 or less lifespan, as long as it doesn't have ultimate. So he's a good way to clear the way for your big attackers to take out everything. He's pretty weak, only 10 all-around stats, but he has ninjutsu and iron, so that means after he attacks, it changes to guarding. Won't be able to attack during a battle step your opponent declares, but at least he's protected with 12 defense because he has iron. He has 5 speed, he's basic all around. Supporter, a lot of people use this guy as their supporter. He's pretty much the chosen supporter for you out of the starter decks, because it says once every other turn you can total up your mana, and if a creature on the field has half that much lifespan, you can destroy it. Kind of nice because it's just field clearing. He only gives you 4 draws, but it's nice for that much, and that's about probably the longest review I'm going to give one of these cards, just because he's so splashable and so usable. Ancient Warrior, you can't go wrong with him. He's 2 deck points, only 8 mana, pretty good. Next up is Endless Swordsman 9. If you want a whole lot of information about the Endless Swordsman, do the Endless Swordsman overview video. It should be located on my channel. But in general, just he's made to attack, destroy something, do its level and a half to your opponent, and then level up to number 10. That's pretty much all he's made for. Can't be run as supporter, good amount of storyline on him, but 27, 36, 36 for level 14, but irrelevant because he's part of the leveler set. Magnan, this guy is the demolisher pretty much in this set. He has Rampage, which means if he destroys a creature in a fight, he can attack it again. He can attack again and again and again until he stops killing stuff. With 23 attack, that's pretty impressive. And once during the battle step, you can discard 2 cards to let him attack a second time. So if he attacks and doesn't manage to kill something, you can discard 2 cards, let him attack again. And then if he kills something, then he can get off his Rampage. But if he hits your opponent directly at any point, you take 10 damage. So he's kind of hefty. He's a merge of Telex and Shocker. 23, 19, 18 for with 7 speed, level 19 for a merge. Not bad for only a 2-way merge. 3 deck points though. Vulcan, probably one of my personal favorites. 24 attack, 18 defense, 19 lifespan. Merge of Burstin and Onyx. Does 5 damage to your opponent every time he kills something. No discard required. Just does a little bit of burn damage. Level 18, pretty nice. As always with the merge supporters, they just get pumped up all the other hybrids. So if either of these two become your supporter, you get all your hybrid creatures get plus 10 to all stats and plus 3 speed, which is really good. I mean, you can't turn that down. Next are actually the elemental extra rares. These are very few of the elemented creatures that exist in the game at the moment. Silver Dragon can only be played through Silver Dragon Egg, which means it'll take 3 turns. Me and a couple people did find out a funny ruling. Because it says check phase on Silver Dragon Egg, you'll be removing a marker from Silver Dragon Egg on your opponent's turn, so you can play Silver Dragon on your opponent's turn. When the 3rd one's removed, you draw 2 cards on your opponent's turn. You have a 27 beater on your opponent's turn. If they kill it, then you get to kill it. Real nice. Overall, really restrictive, but very strong. 8 speed, 27 attack, 17 defense, 24 lifespan, 2 deck points. I'd run him if I had an extra Silver Dragon and I actually tried to run the dragons. Celeste the Sky Knight. I'm actually going to go over both these at the same time, Exiled Swordmaster and Celeste the Sky Knight. These two are arguably the most powerful supporters in the game at the moment, aside from Endless Swordsman number 1. We'll go over Exiled Swordmaster a little more in a minute. Celeste as a creature is a 13 level creature that's pure wind, so she's really not going to see any play right now just as a creature, because pure wind means you can only use wind mana for her. She has 23 attack, 16 defense, 20 lifespan, 9 speed, which is probably one of the fastest out there that's not merged, 4 deck points, and she's got Gust and Ninjutsu and Ultimate, so those are a nice little combination of abilities. Ninjutsu on anything is awesome, and as long as this creature's in play, all other creatures you control gain 2 speed. And if all your creatures have higher speed than your opponent's creatures, then this creature can attack 1 additional time during the battle step. So if you can pump up the speed of all your creatures and all your creatures are faster, she gets to attack 2 times, which is really good. She can attack another creature, so that's really nice. The reason why she's a chase supporter is because she gives only good things. She gives all your creatures plus 2 defense, plus 3 lifespan, and 3 speed. And if you only control 1, it gains super speed. So she's a really good supporter, arguably the most splashable supporter in the game right now, because she just gives all around good stat bonuses. Exiled Swordmaster. Reason also why these two are the chase supporters is because they both give 7 draws and they both give nice effects. Exiled Swordmaster supporter. All creatures gain 3 attack whenever they're equipped with a sword. If he's equipped with a sword, though, while he's a creature, he's a 24, 25, 23, which is really good stats for level 14, and he's Earth. He's not pure Earth either. And he has Quake, Shock, and Iron, so he doesn't have any form of protection or ultimate, which kind of sucks because he will die by, creature effects and stuff like that. But 5 deck points. Equipped with a sword, he gains plus 3 attack and defense, which is really good. If you actually can splash him into the deck that I'm trying to run right now, which is the Swordsman deck, where everything's equipped with swords like the entire game. Black Magic Knight is kind of an enigma. I think I've only seen 1 pulled so far. He's level 11, he has 17 attack and 13 defense and 15 lifespan. For level 11 that seems kind of low, but he also has 3 deck points and he has 6 speed. Reason why he's so effective though is because when he hits the field, you get to pick a creature on the field with the highest level. Then you get to cut that level in half and he gains that much attack. So naturally, if he's just played by himself, he's a 23 attacker because he's the highest level on the field will be 11 because he's level 11. This effect can't, switch the stat though, so when a higher level creature is played, you don't get to switch it to be the new target for the effect. And then once during the battle step, you can pay 10 health and he can attack 1 additional time. So you can see these kind of have like a tradition with like a couple of these that can attack multiple times, but Black Magic Knight's good. Supporter, really unusable right now, so I'm not even going to go over it. It just gives any dark creature that you play by itself from your hand his normal creature effect, and other than being of darkness, there's no other darkness creatures in the game besides himself right now, or Nokadota Ninja. So, I mean, he's really not that playable. Next cards are tech cards because they are specialties. Next is Shining Rainfall. 5 mana, top deck 2 mana. Almost every deck should run it. I mean, 2 deck points, you get 2 mana for 5 mana, which means that if you top deck into 2 Master Manas, you actually gained more mana for your turn overall. Very short and simple, nice little effect. Good card. Gray Shield, it's 8 mana to activate, but it's a speed equipment, if you didn't notice. And it gives the equipped creature blind, so you protect the creature entirely from any attack that you want. It's 3 deck points to activate, to put in your deck, and it's 8 mana to activate. At the check phase, it destroys itself, so it's kind of nice to get rid of stuff if you're trying to big blast your opponent. But Gray Shield is good for perfect defense, but it's much heavier than the next card in question, which is Last Breath. This is a counter card, so it can't be stopped by stuff like Break. 4 mana to activate, it's 1 deck point to run, and if a creature would die, you can activate this, negate its destruction, and then remove all equipment equipped to the creature, and then the creature has half of its normal defense and 1 lifespan. I know that seems like it's really bad, but what it does is it just gives your creature another opportunity to attack your opponent. Say they're attacking and they're planning on destroying your creature, you don't destroy it, and your creature gets to attack them, which is a free target now because they already tried to attack, so they can't counter, which is really good for Last Breath. It's speaking volumes to me. I really like the card. I run it over Gray Shield just because it's less deck points and less mana to activate. Shatter, negate a counter. I mean, you top deck a card from the top of your deck and you use 4 mana. Note this 8 is a mistake because this is an older card, but 4 mana to activate, and you get to top deck the top card of your deck to the discard pile, and you get to negate a counter card. So you can negate, Last Breath, for instance. You can negate Crazy Mirror. You can negate Crazy Mirror. You can negate Seamless if your opponent tries to use it. You can negate a whole lot of stuff, but it's typical tech. 2 deck points to run, fantastic effect. I would not take it out of my deck if I had the opportunity. Next is Seamless. Seamless will probably not get played at the moment just because there's no manipulation of dice rolls yet. Seamless says during your opponent's check phase. Now, I'm going to go over this really quick. Check phase means after your opponent has mana drawn. So whenever this card's activated, your opponent does get their mana, and their mana replenishes or shuffles before it happens. You need to remember that. This card's all about timing, because on your opponent's check phase, you roll the dice, and and if the result is 3 or 6, it's now your check phase. Now remember what I said with the timing. You won't get a mana draw if you activate this card. You will not get a mana replenish if you activate this card. You will not have to mana shuffle if you activate this card. As long as you do it and it's your opponent's check phase, it becomes your check phase, meaning after your mana draw step entirely. So just that's the ruling on this. You need to understand that much. But besides that, if you roll any other number, which is 1, 2, 4, or 5, you take 15 damage and you don't get any effect. So I mean, there's a lot of hefty cost. It's a lot of risk, but you know, you skip an opponent's turn, meaning you skip their respective turn, meaning that you can hit them directly for game, and it's 4 deck points to run. I don't run it right now, but I have seen it pulled off once, and it won. So I mean, if that's any consolation for it, you know, you pretty much should win if you use it properly. Next is Crazy Mirror. Everybody's little favorite counter card at the moment. It negates a creature's attack and inflicts the attack of the creature to the attacker as an attack. So that means that if their creature has 20 attacking points and has 5 defensive points and only 15 lifespan, it will kill itself when it attacks, doing damage to the opponent. It's awesome. It just stops one attack, negates it, and then makes the creature hit itself. So run in every deck, obviously. 3 deck points, 7 mana to activate, but that's nothing for the power that you can unload on the opponent. You stop their eruption from hitting you, doing so much damage that eruption is pretty much crippled to the extent of not usable anymore. I mean, and plus, since it's as an attack, all the abilities and stuff that would normally happen, like Quake and Venom and all that stuff, still hit the creature. So just remember that it's a big deal whenever you're actually calculating for it. It's a good card. It's probably going to be run in decks forever. And it's actually the card that's featured being destroyed by Shatter, if you didn't notice. I like that. So anyway, just figured you guys would enjoy this overview of the extra rares, and I might do the rares, but the stacks are getting really big whenever you go into that many. So I might just go over what the names of them are and what they do, but that might be it. Alright? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you later.